Financial well-being is a lot more than being able to meet your day-to-day expenses and your month-to-month expenses. But with financial education, it is possible to end poverty. I am Dr. Charity Ezenwa Onako, and our discussion for today will focus on the key elements of financial well-being. So join me. Jokingly, someone asked me a question, and she said, is there a specific amount of money someone needs to have in his or her bank account for us to know that the person has achieved financial well-being? And how would one know that they have achieved success, that they have succeeded in that journey to financial wellness? Well, this question inspired this lesson. You see, financial well-being could mean different things to different people. To some people, it is that amount of money they have saved up in their bank account. To others, it is that good job that they have. And to another person, it could mean the ability to afford luxury goods and services at the moment. But regardless of how one sees it, financial well-being is a positive state. Another key fact of financial well-being is that it is not income dependent. This means that one can achieve financial well-being or lack of it regardless of income level. So one can be at the top of income bracket but lacks financial well-being. On the other hand, someone might be at the lowest income bracket and still achieve financial well-being. So why is this so? Let's take a look at the two common terms we often hear or use: financial security and financial freedom. We often use these two words interchangeably. However, they mean different things. And these will form the basis for the key elements of financial well-being we see. So let's look at those key elements of financial well-being. If you look at this, what we have here, there are two elements that stand out, and that is financial security and freedom of choice. So financial security here just stands for protection. Just like security, when you're securing your house, you're protecting your house, you're securing yourself. So security in this sense is having that financial protection. Then freedom of choice is you're free to make that choice regarding your financial resources, right? And if you look at here, you see there are two components to each of them. So the two components represent the present and then the future. So whether you're talking about financial security, you have to look at the present, financial security in the present, and financial security in the future. You also see freedom of choice in the present and freedom of choice in the future. So these four elements, these four components are the key elements of financial well-being: financial security in the present, financial security in the future, freedom of choice in the present, and freedom of choice in the future. If you look at financial security, you have the present element of it says that you have the financial resources to meet your day-to-day and month-to-month expenses. So every day, whatever expenses that comes your way, the expenses that come your way, you are able to meet it. You have the financial resources to meet them. At the end of the month, the same thing. So every day, every month, you are on track to meeting these your daily and monthly expenses. But that is for the present. What about the future? So when you look at the future security, you are looking at your capacity to absorb financial shock. So these are your emergencies. Those expenses that just happened, that you didn't plan for, that you didn't know that they were coming. Those loss of jobs, those medical expenses, any emergency that can come that you didn't plan for. So your capacity to actually meet those unexpected expenses is your financial security for the future. Right? So for you to be financially secure, you should be able to meet your day-to-day expenses, your month-to-month expenses, and you should have something as a backup. You should have something reserved just to meet these expenses that you didn't plan for. So that is the first two elements. Now, looking at the second one, the freedom of choice. That is when we talk about financial freedom. So this is your freedom to make that choice regarding the use of your financial resources to enjoy life. I know a lot of people, the ability to enjoy life, do whatever they want to do, buy whatever they want to buy, if they're able to do that, they count it as they have arrived, they have achieved that financial wellness. This could be it, but for you to count this as if you've completely achieved that financial freedom, financial wellness, you must have met your security aspect. You must be able to meet your day-to-day expenses, and you must be able to meet your emergencies. Only when you do that, that you can effectively, or you can really say that you have that freedom of choice. Because you can decide to say, okay, I'm free. It's my money, it's my resources. I can use it however I want to use it. I can make that choice however I want. But if you haven't met your security aspect and you make that choice freely, you will see yourself being stuck at the end of the day. Because when that bills gets due to be paid and you do not have the resources to get it paid, you are back to square one. So for you to freely make that choice, make sure that you have achieved that security, both the present and in the future. Then you can move on to your freedom. And that's for the present. The freedom to make choices is the present. Let's look at the future aspect of it. The future element says that you must be on track to meet your financial goal. This being on track is at any point in time, whatever financial goal you've set for yourself, you are meeting it at any point in time. So it is not enough to meet your financial goals today or this month, and then next month you are not able to do that. You have to be on track at every point in time to meeting these goals. Now, in order to kind of a guide to help you to get on track, to actually get started, what you can actually do, I've prepared this guide to achieving financial well-being. It's a kind of table that lays it all out and you see what belongs to where. So here you see the present and the future element, and then you have the security and the freedom on the side. And for the security, you have the daily and monthly expenses here under the present. However, see how we have income versus expenses under this column. That means that your ability to meet your daily and monthly expenses depends on how much of your income you're spending, and how much of the consumption, how much of your income are you consuming, and how much are you saving. It is this difference, your ability to save something out of your income, that you can actually use to meet your future. So your future depends on your present. If you are not able to save in the present, it's going to be difficult for you to meet your future obligations. That's why under the future here, your capacity to absorb financial shock depends on your savings. And that is the savings you made in the present, right? So the recommendation is that you should save at least between 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, saved for the emergencies, saved as something that you can fall back on in case of emergency. So on the freedom aspect, we have your choice, your freedom of choice to enjoy life. And that's when you talk about your quality of life. Those things, those life goals, those things that make your life more meaningful, those things that you desire. It also, if you look under the present, you'll still see you have consumption and savings. So your ability to make that choice still depends on your level of consumption and level of savings, because you can consume everything at this point and have nothing saved. And if you have nothing saved, you will not have anything for the future. So you will continue to see consumption and savings on all the elements in the present, because the present is all about what are you doing with what you have currently. You can either consume it all or you have something saved. It is that thing that you save that you're going to use for the future and use and invest it. And if you look at the future element of freedom, you see that you have investment as one thing that's that helps you to stay on track to meet financial goals. So that's when you have continuity and consistency. And for you to achieve that, you have to do what? Invest. So investments come here because it's the income. Investment will yield that income that will continue to flow over time, that will make you to stay on track, that will make you to be consistent in meeting those goals. And for you to stay on track, you have to make sure that your financial resources continuously flow over time. And it's only investment that will help you achieve that. And how do you get your investments? From your savings. So if you haven't saved anything, that means you will not have anything to save. So just to recap, your financial well-being is your ability to meet your present and your future goals, your ability to achieve financial security and financial freedom both in the present and the future. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next class.